In about 200 odd days or so, you will be just like me, just arrived at Osaka Kansai International Airport, all ready to go for your Osaka World Expo 2025. Now, you have about a day or two to spare before the actual big day. You'll be wondering, what can I do? And ultimately, what can I eat? I will show you what you can do and ultimately what you can eat 24 hours before Osaka World Expo 2025. The time now is 3:16 Japan Standard Time. Are you ready? Let's go. I've forgotten my luggage. The place of interest today is Rinku Town. Being just one stop away and actually connected to Kansai International Airport via a bridge over Osaka Bay, make Rinku Town area a hit and popular place to stay among travellers. And even then, still unbeknownst to many tourists, Rinku Town area is actually filled with many attractions, to-dos and gourmet feasting. Residing in Osaka Bay region and just 6 minutes away by train from the airport would definitely make Rinku Town one of the top places to hold up and be at in the Kansai Airport area when Osaka Expo starts in April. Now, judging from the weather this year in 2024, if you come to Osaka around this time of the year for the World Expo, be prepared. Dress light, it's really warm. You can see I'm really sweating madly. Now, the first recommendation, after the flight, we want something from home. We want a good old burger. This is the place. First recommendation for food, All Good Burger. Have a look at this burger, everyone. Ooh, just majestic, isn't it? Oh my goodness. The fresh look of the ingredients. Oh, and the fries. Oh, just perfect, isn't it? Look at the fries here. The golden fries. Just brilliant. Now, I have one more thing to introduce that I noticed. This is the first time ever I saw such a thing. Look at this. Do you know what's this? This is actually draft ice cold coffee. Have you heard of draft ice cold coffee before? I heard of draft beer. I haven't heard of draft root beer, but draft ice coffee. Oh, first time. Let's take a sip of this. The weather is really hot and I really wonder how it tastes. Oh, heavenly. So authentic. The taste of the coffee, it's thick, not weak at all. Oh, I guess, can I taste the draft element? Yeah, I really could taste it. It's not that the kind of like Americano or the kind of iced coffee they taste outside where the flavor is sweet. And it's also not about how thick it is, but this one you can feel the depth of the flavor, Look at the foam on the top. Oh, so refreshing, especially under this cold weather. No, especially under this extremely warm weather in the summer here in Japan. Time to cut the burger. Oh, really, really huge. Oh, the buns are so fluffy. Over here, All Good Burger, they actually have 25 over different kinds of authentic American burger. Look at that. Oh, what's inside the burger here? Oh, so beautiful. You have the greens on the top. And thereafter, do you see how thick the patty is? Oh, what thick patty this is. Now, this particular burger, the bacon is actually handmade. Look at that. Look at the bacon here. Look real fresh. Look really, really, really delicious. Look so juicy. There is one thing that I actually read that monthly, All Good Burger actually have 9,000 over customers. Ooh, I can see why. It's so juicy, just now when I ate and chew upon the bacon, oh, the juice just oozes out. So sweet. And oh my goodness, the buns are so underrated, man. It's so fluffy, complements the entire burger really well. Not stale at all, really fresh, crispy on the outside. You can really taste the crunch. And thereafter, you go in soft. First with the vegetables, the crunchiness of vegetables providing a refreshing taste.
and then the juiciness of the meat, the patty as well, and then the bacon. Ooh, what a combo there. And everyone, a good burger is never completed without the fries. Let's see how good this fries is. Oishi. Actually, you can taste the potato skin. Look at that. And you know, I actually really miss fries that they actually have the potato skin on, and when they fry it, oh, it becomes really partial crispy type. Oh, what a combination. Really love this. Because sometimes when you eat wedges, oh, it gets really dry down the throat. But this one, no, I don't feel it at all. Really great. And you know, not too crispy. The purpose of wedges is to taste the, you know, the softness. And on the outside, yeah, the skin, the potato skin is what makes this entire thing on a whole new level. After a fantastic meal, you know, what I showed you earlier, the beach, what you can do in our first to-do is actually to take a stroll along the Sennan Marble Beach. Look at that. Oh, what a view, isn't it? After a long flight into Osaka, you want a place to relax, you know, this is it. This is the place. Ironically, interestingly enough, Sennan Marble Beach as well has been voted one of Japan's top 100 beach that has the best sunset view. So we are here waiting for the sunset while we take a stroll along the beach, and see it's bustling with activities. Look at that. Everyone's at the beach there, having their gatherings, picnics, taking a stroll. Enjoy a good old evening. Oh, wonderful. The Sennan Marble Beach is extremely popular among the locals of Osaka, especially couples. So much so that the beach is the first ever romantic spot in the entire Osaka prefecture to be certified as a lover's sanctuary. Besides couples being a common sight, Sennan Marble Beach is also filled with activities all year round. During our filming, a lantern festival was ongoing that day, and boy, it was bustling. People from all walks of life and ages could be seen enjoying themselves till sunset. And as mentioned earlier, Sennan Marble Beach has been voted as one of Japan's top 100 sunset places. I could see many photographers all camping for the perfect sunset picture along my walk. I mean, if you see such a thing happening right before your very eyes, you would also stop to take a picture. Just look at that. In addition, given that the beach is located very near Kansai Airport, you can literally see planes flying into the sunset. And you can be sure the perfect sunset photo or video will exist in your gallery. At this moment, if you're thinking our day has ended, the answer is no. In fact, it has only just begun. It is time for dinner. And for that, we will take a 9 minutes local train ride to this particular place. And I guarantee you, it will be one of the most, if not the most, authentic Japanese nostalgic meal you will ever see. Even for myself, it's the first time I experienced such a nostalgia. Dare I say, Oishi Apron most nostalgic meal ever filmed. We have arrived at Izumi Sano Station. Now, we're looking for something warm and comfortable for the night so that we have a good night's sleep later on. And in our next recommendation, if you're a fan of the Japanese stall scene, the yatai scene, you'll definitely love this. Because we are going to a particular yatai that is over slightly, almost 60 years old. Yeah, almost 60 years old. And what I heard is, it has one of the best, I'm not going to review it, later you will see in a while, one of the best beep in around the, Kansai Airport area. So we are heading over right there. Is that the place? Is that the one? The red lantern over there? Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, kind of remind me of the Showa period, Very nostalgic, kind of a good old feeling kind of store. Good old days. Yep. All right, let's go. It's here, everyone. What is supposedly Kansai Airport best ramen. Have a look at this. Woohoo. Now, Don't let its appearance fool you. It may look very basic, but from the smell of it, ooh, it is, I know it's going to be delicious. Now have a look at the soup. Ooh, look at the broth. Looks thick, looks real thick. Okay, let's try the broth first. I'm really interested to know how this tastes. Ooh, this broth is good. I don't know what they use as base, but it has an interesting sweetness to it, a refreshing kind of sweetness. And towards the end of it, there's a slight pepperish kind of spiciness to it. Ooh, very, very good. Has depth. Oh, one more mouth. Oh, oishi. This is real good, everyone, real good.
Upon further inquiry and investigation, the broth of the ramen is shoyu based. I also further read in an interview with the owner of the yatai, the soy sauce they use in the broth is homemade, and a secret recipe that involves chashu pork, and thereafter mixed together with natural chicken and pork stock.
Now let's try the noodles. Oof. Have a look at this. Oof. Look at this. Itadakimasu. The noodle is solid. It has good texture, chewy, and slightly towards the hard side, which I love. I love ramen that has hard noodles. And the noodle itself, the taste is, it's flavorful. And the more you chew, the more flavorful it gets. And it matches the soup really well. Yeah, the noodle actually, is able to complement the broth really well. Ooh, enhance the flavor of the broth. Just brilliant. Let's try a piece of the char siu. Enough marination. Good texture. Now, why did we recommend this place? Besides the taste, there is actually another reason why we recommend this place. And that is the price. Could you guess how much is this particular ramen? It is 580 yen. Look at that. Ooh. 580 yen is around maybe just slightly under $4. That cheap. And this quality you get, ooh, just awesome, Look at that. Whoa. Just fantastic here. Besides ramen, this particular yatai, Daitoru, is also famous for their oden. Look at this. Over here, I ordered some, oden to recommend for you guys to have a look. I'm going to try the tofu first. Very traditional oden taste. The kind of sweet, light sweet kind of soup flavor. Yeah. And then this particular tofu is very delicious. Slight tinge of sourness to it. That kind of fried tofu sourness that you expect. It's inside. Oh, mixed really well with the oden, soup. Wonderful. This particular place gives me that kind of home cooked food kind of feeling, especially in a very nostalgic kind of place. Yeah, this is the feel and vibe that I got. Each mouth I take, regardless of whether it be the ramen or oden, makes me feel like it's home. These days with the rising food costs and everything here in Japan, it is very difficult to find delicious and cheap kind of food, especially ramen. You get like 580. The bigger bowl is actually at 680. Still very, very cheap. And each piece, of this oden is actually only 80 yen. Can you believe that? Just unbelievable in this day and age, Just unbelievable in this day and age. A real bittersweet moment. Just left the place, knowing that the meal has ended. What a magnificent dinner, What a great way to end. Now, as you can see, how cheap this particular place is. The total bill was 980 yen, guys. 980 yen. That is an equivalent to around only about $7. Now, let me tell you how amazingly cheap this is. These days, it's almost impossible to get ramen that is under 1,000 yen. I think in my past few videos, I told you all that ramen is getting expensive. It's an expensive dish in Japan because, after all, you know, the method in which the ramen is cooked, the ingredients being used, as a result, it's difficult for a bowl of ramen to be, under 1,000 yen. So, which is why, this particular place, you have price, you have deliciousness, you have the feel and vibes. Ooh, a really feel-good kind of place. As I mentioned earlier, it reminded me of the Showa period kind of vibe that you get. Yeah, the good old days during the economic revival of Japan. Like you see in those olden Japanese film, around the 80s. Yeah, that's what you get. And especially this yatai is actually a second generation yatai. It's actually founded in 1955 and currently it's taken over by the son apparently. So what you get is really traditional stuff from the good old days. Delicious. Now, once, we are done with this delicious dinner, it's time for sweets, desserts. Yep, you heard that right. My stomach still has space. Let's go for some desserts. Let's go. Yeah, look at that. I'm actually having the avocado scone sundae. Now, why we actually recommend this place is because this place actually opens until 11:30 p.m. in the night. So if you want to, looking for a place to have some sort of a kind of a late night supper kind of dessert. I mean, look at the cafe, right? This is Greenwood Coffee and Baked Goods. Look at the cafe inside, it's so beautiful. Woo! The kind of American vibe. What I heard from the staff side is actually the owners of the place actually really love the American culture and hence they modeled the place after one. Oh, beautiful. Let's try. Oishii sundae ne. The taste of the espresso, avocado, and then a typical sundae. I mean, you have a wide variety of sundae. Heard from the staff as well, they just recently renewed their sundae menu and a couple of menu items. And I mean, you just look at the menu items. The dessert is not the kind of light desserts we're talking about. This kind of heavy, or you take one, you have a good night's sleep. Perfect. Apparently, this particular place is famous for its scones. So much so that people actually reviewed and left a comment such as they are not a fan of scone, but after eating scones from this place, they fell in love with it. So I'm gonna try now the vaunted scone. Now they have many assorted variety of scones. You can choose and pick whatever flavor you like. And what we left here is the chocolate chunk scone. Look at that. Oh, the chocolate bits are really huge. Oof. I can't believe this. Is this even scone? It's so yummy. Oh. Besides the overwhelming chocolate you see on the screen right now, the flavor of the scone, the base, oh, very moist. Scone have a bad rap that tends to be a very dry, but this one, no, it actually feels like, like some sort of a hardened cookie dough. Oh, just awesome. Now I know why people are saying they became fans of scone after this particular shop. It is just that delicious. Oh, and it's enough distinction that this is not a chocolate cookie. I like to say this is definitely not a chocolate cookie. It is a scone, but a really, really good one. Really, really good one. You know, with scone, you definitely need a drink nearby, right? Because too dry, you gotta drink and all that. Notice, I have no drink. I'm chatting, just nice, just perfect. Tells you, this is just really, really delicious and great. These days, there are actually many sort of desserts like crepes, right? You have your cupcakes, or you know, all the usual sweets that you see in Japan, the cream puffs of the world, right? The usual sort of fruit cakes of the world, yeah. But very seldom, you see heavy desserts. I'm talking about things like sundae, cakes, all together in the same place, right? Usually you only have one place that is, and that's their specialty. Either it's a cake, right? Or is it an ice cream, so and so forth, or a crepe.
Before we end off the day, you probably have one question in your head right now. And that is, let me guess. Do you have any other recommendations for dinner besides ramen? The answer is yes. And that's because at Izumi Sano Station, they are actually known for food. And there is a particular street that is actually filled with many izakayas. Alright, let me show you where it is. Let's go. The area around Izumi Sano Station is well known for food and drinks. So much so that not just every corner of the street, but literally everywhere, you will not fail to find restaurants and izakayas of every kind. And seriously, I mean, it's everywhere. It's an entire food area. Thinking back right now as I'm recording this, if you'd like us to do reviews of the best places here, do let us know in the comment section down below. It's really a foodie's heaven. It is 8:39 AM in the morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. Had a great rest last night after a delicious half a day here at Kansai International Airport area. Now, we're gonna start off the day with breakfast because recent surveys shown that more than 75% of Japanese locals here actually have breakfast. So to complete the Japanese culture experience, we're definitely going to have breakfast. Not just any other McDonald's breakfast, Starbucks breakfast. I'm not referring to all those. I'm referring to authentic Japanese breakfast. And here we are. We're going to this particular place. Brilliant, I'm telling you. You gotta see this. You gotta see this. Let's go. I'd like to warn you, the viewer out there. This breakfast we're about to eat is nothing special. So why are you showing me this for, OA? Stop. Let me cook. Looks awfully ordinary, ain't it? Not gonna lie. But, nani? Yup, that was my exact expression when I was walking through the hall. Here, in my opinion, maybe has the best breakfast, not just in the Kansai International Airport area, but the entire Osaka just for its view. Imagine waking up to that and eating breakfast all at the same time. Woo! Unbelievable. Our very authentic Japanese breakfast. Now, in a Japanese breakfast, there is several components that are must-have, right? Number one, we have the rice. Okay, and then after, the miso soup. And what comes next is actually several small side dishes that make up your Japanese breakfast. Now, it is actually said in a recent survey that Japanese people actually treat breakfast the most important meal of the day. Alright? In fact, more than 79%, if I'm not wrong, actually mention they eat breakfast. And when they say breakfast, what they're referring to is actually this sort of Japanese breakfast over here. Now, we are in this particular place, Kyomachi Rikyu, actually has a fusion style kind of Japanese breakfast where we have several Western components that come into play. We have your croissants, your lettuce, right, your salad that make up your side dishes, your sausages, so on and so forth. In addition, they have the traditional Japanese components, side dishes components such as your fish, alright? They usually make up, a huge component of Japanese breakfast, followed by your burdock side dishes and seaweed. Now, over here I also pick up one very, very unique side dish, the takoyaki. Alright, so
Yeah, so this is a very authentic kind of Japanese breakfast that is, that a local Japanese would eat here on a daily basis, from home before going to work. And sometimes maybe they may not have such a breakfast. They will actually go to the combini to get a sandwich and so forth. But what is for sure, a Japanese, in fact, you can see if you think about it, 79%. So literally almost any Japanese you see on the street will probably eat breakfast on any given day.
Over here at Seiyan Breakfast, though the breakfast look ordinary, but it's said it's not. Because over here, you actually have a buffet breakfast. Yep, you heard that right. You get your fusion side dishes to choose from, such as croissants, fancy breads, and even a greens counter. Only eat yogurt for breakfast? No problem, they got you covered as well. Next, we have our Japanese side dish area. From the very customary small dishes of vegetables that you usually see in Japanese set meals, to yes, a must-have for any Japanese breakfast, fish. And in this case, most definitely the renowned Japanese breakfast fish, the mackerel. And who could forget our Japanese grilled egg, tamagoyaki, and even more different kinds of egg. Now, this was something I did not expect. Sausages and takoyaki.
What a delicious breakfast. Besides the sea view that I showed you all earlier, the Osaka Bay, what a wonderful view of the sea that you can see. The view, that's not all. There's one more component of view that makes this one of the best breakfast view spots here in Japan. And that is, it being so close to Kansai International Airport, you can actually see the plane landing on the airstrip. Look at that. Perfect, isn't it? Ooh, what a combination, You have a beautiful of the sea, and then you have airplanes, the air. What more can you ask for?
What a breakfast, guys. What a breakfast. Now, in our next to-do, over here at Kansai area, there's one thing that characterizes this particular area, which is, you will not believe what I'm going to say, but grocery shopping. There is no Donki around the area, so if you need some, a place to get your daily essentials, especially water, your onigiri, so and so forth, do not go to kombinis. These three places that I'm going to show you is actually cheaper than kombinis. In fact, way cheaper and super value for money. The first we have is this particular drugstore called the Cosmos. Look here, this pink building here. Oh, look at that. It's tax-free, by the way, so you can claim your tax. It's really cheap, this particular place. Let's see how cheap this is. If you thought that convenience store in Japan is peak for the value you'd be getting, you are wrong. Cosmos is one level higher. In fact, so much higher, you will not believe what you're seeing on screen.
Now we come to the green tea. Look at this. Ayataka 650. Look at that. Look at the price. Now, this usually in kombini is around about 98 to 100 yen or slightly 110 depending on where it is. So, look at the massive discount you are experiencing here at Discount Cosmos. And if you're a foreigner, just show your passport, you get tax-free. Even more discount. Just mind blown.
Our second recommendation, Trial Supermarket. Trial Supermarket actually has a similar concept to Costco and is very well known for their extremely value for money bulk buying. Open 24 hours a day, you can find literally anything and everything from fresh foods to daily sundries. Come to think of it, if you're going to holiday in Osaka for a week or more for next year's World Expo, you might really want to consider Trial Supermarket to get your supplies. Very cost efficient. And lastly, if you don't want to travel so far from Rinku Station itself, consider Sunday Supermarket at Seiko Shopping Mall.
Yeah, as with anywhere in Japan, each particular area has their own local specialty. Likewise, over here at Kansai International Rinku area, there's actually a local specialty that which we are going to eat for lunch. Now, as you can see, the weather is really hot. Strangely enough, morning seems like afternoon, afternoon seems like evening.
It's just too hot, the moment it hits past like 8 o'clock, it really feels like it's 12 p.m. So yeah, we're waiting here for the lunch. The local specialty for Kansai International Airport, Rinku area, is actually anago. Okay, now this is no ordinary anago. You'll see in a while. We're queuing for the place now. Place is going to open in about 10 minutes. We'll see you inside. Itadakimasu. Look at the anago tempura set here. Ooh, just brilliant. Okay, now let's try and let's check the anago out. As I mentioned earlier, this is the specialty around the Kansai airport area. Anago that are caught from Osaka Bay. Look at how big the anago is. Oh, just insanely huge, isn't it? It's really heavy. Unbelievably huge. Usually for tempuras, anago tempura, usually they give like a really small anago, just tiny teeny bit. But this is a full adult anago fish. Just fantastic. Oh, it looks real fresh. The moisture from the eel could be seen right here. Oishi. Oh, brilliantly done here. Outside the batter is really crispy, really fresh. To be seen that the batter is made today. And then inside the anago eel. Oh, so fresh. They say that anago has several health benefits. One is actually improving your high blood pressure. And secondly, apparently, it helps give you beautiful skin. I think probably I would need some after the sunburn from Okinawa. And lastly, it actually has anti-aging property as well. Oh my goodness, anti-aging. I have a problem. I have an unidentified tempura, not UFO, but unidentified tempura. I don't know what this tempura is. Oh, looks really huge. Yeah, I wonder what this is. Let's try. Oh, you will not believe what this is. This is egg tempura. Look at that. Egg tempura. Oh my goodness. This is my first time trying such a thing. Egg tempura. Oh man. No wonder it looks so strange from the outside, and I have not seen such tempura before. And when I was holding it with my chopstick, it looked pretty flimsy. When it enters my mouth, I got a shock. But pretty interesting. The texture of egg creaminess together with tempura batter. Pretty delicious. I'm having a blast here at Tenkichi. Just so delicious. The quantity as well is just awesome. But there is one more thing that they have. They have value too. Oh my goodness, the set I'm eating here. Would you believe how much this is? This is 1,100 yen. This is just... all of this world cheap. Oh my goodness. This whole thing is like, what, $8 US? Just mind blown at the value you get, I mean, in Japan, such meals you get, there's real value for money. It's starting to get rarer these days with the rising food costs and all that. But definitely when you find one and it tastes this good, I mean, it doesn't serve a point when it's cheap but it tastes lousy, isn't it? But if it's cheap and it tastes this good, it's a gem. Apparently, this particular set, it's only for 10 customers per day. Ooh, just awesome. What a sumptuous lunch. Now, after such a wonderful, delicious meal, it's time for some walking. In our final activity, in our final to-do for our video, we're going to do some good old shopping. And the best shopping experience in Rinku Town is here, at Rinku Premium Outlets. With over 200 world-renowned and famous outlet stores, from household names to high-end fashion, you will definitely be able to find something to your liking. And just as sure, with the outlet shopping DNA as its concept, incredible and awesome deals of your favorite brands could be found here. Coupled with periodic shuttle bus rides to Kansai International Airport, Rinku Premium Outlets could even be your final stop before returning home. So take your time, have fun, but one advice: don't go broke.
Right, it's 3:22. Our challenge has ended. What do you think of the Kansai International Airport and Rinku area? Now, when the World Expo start, it's very likely majority of the people will be staying at those hotels over there. And to be honest, there is still a lot more to explore. Are we going to the expo? Not sure. Well, that's something new. I thought we were going. In any case, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.